Welcome to Breaking Barriers. You know your path. We know the obstacles, and we can teach you how to tear them down. And now your host, CEO and founder of Adapting Social, John Vigero.
All right, guys, welcome back to Breaking Barriers. But today I'm excited. With me, I have Frank Provenzano, my man over here with Pro Concepts. Dude, first off, thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate it, dude. Yep. First and foremost, I think one of the things right now that's happening so much is where I'm seeing so many more people that were never healthy now, or at least getting on track. Like over the years, being in business for 17 years, I've met so many different walks of life. I have a lot of friends, and the people that were always just like the guys who were eating fucking Wendy's and sitting on the couch or just not taking care of themselves. I'm just seeing so many people not in that boat anymore. And now, again, that doesn't mean they're in the best shape of their lives, but they're just not drinking as much, or they're not doing X. And so, I'm excited to have you on because I think obviously health in a way is making a turn, I think, for the best that I've seen in a while.
Sure.
I could be blinded by my own crew. I don't know. Maybe it's just my own people. But I'm curious, what you're seeing in that world. But before we answer that question, actually, what is Pro Concepts?
Pro Concepts. Pro Concepts is a private training facility, and it's also remote coaching. But right now we're talking about the private training facility. We do by appointment only,
right?
One-to-one and semi-private training. What semi-private training is rather than have this one-to-one, one of my trainers will train up to 4 people at one time.
Got it. Okay.
Now, that's not group training.
Yep.
People always say, oh, this is my class, this is my group training. Group training would be those 4 or 5, 10 people doing the same thing.
Right.
That's one of these fad training gyms that you see.
Right.
My 4 people will be doing different exercise, different
their own workouts.
Programs, right? They have their own goals. This one wants to get healthy and move and age gracefully. This one wants to build muscle. This one wants to lose fat.
Right.
My trainer handles all of that simultaneously.
Understood.
Right? But there's also not just that one-to-one staring at you in the eyes, counting your reps. You know what I mean?
Right.
So everybody becomes a family.
Right.
It's very unique. It's very cool. People seem to love it.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, we also offer nutrition as an added service, right? That's the 1 + 1 = 3.
Right.
The synergism between training
I love that.
and nutrition and health, like you're talking about, goes together.
Right.
So, health, the trend.
Yeah. What's going on? What are you seeing out here in your industry?
It is the new currency.
Right.
It's the new currency.
Health is wealth is finally actually being fucking focused on.
So there's very low buy-in. If you can get up and walk, you can start to get healthy. If you can go to the grocery store, you can start to get healthy. It's all about knowledge. It's all about putting this stuff into practice.
Right.
Okay? And one of the biggest things I'm seeing is people are caring a little bit less about their watches and their bags. I mean, they still care about it, right? They still want those status symbols. But you can wear that watch and that bag, and you can pack that bag full of chicken nuggets in your coffin, right?
When you go.
Right. So if you want to enjoy these nice things that everybody works so hard for, you have to be healthy to do that.
Facts. Dude, it's so true. One thing that, it's crazy, so you know probably a lot more about this. Of course, you're in this industry, but so when I started adapting back in the day, I used to not officially bodybuild, but I used to work out heavy. My buddy who was a bodybuilder, and fast forward, I got busy with work. I stopped going to the gym as much, and then I just fell in love with it. I wasn't in love with going to do bicep curls and do bench press, and I was just so bored. Currently into this day, and so during COVID, 21-ish, I got into boxing. And so I started loving boxing, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm into this fucking new thing now. I'm getting in good shape. So I lost almost 30 pounds, right? Okay. Which was big because I've always been a tall, skinny dude. COVID happens. I'm home eating like a fish and drinking like an idiot and put on tons of weight. And thank God. So I started boxing, lost all the weight. And even to the point now, for the first time in a decade, I have fucking abs again, right? Which is insane for me because I haven't since I worked out. So I go, I'm I want to go see this doctor. I want to make sure I'm all good. Because in 24, I found myself being I was just sick a lot, with different colds, whatever. Everything that went out, I just was getting crushed with. So I was I need to go see a doctor. I want to meet a holistic guy who can tell me what the fuck's wrong with me. I'm so he's let me take a full blood panel. I'm I don't know, my blood's good. I don't need. He's you're going to work with me. I need to see your blood.
Right.
Takes my blood. I'm like, dude, I'm in the healthiest shape I've ever been in, like, in 10 years. Like, this is going to be perfect. Comes out, I got high-ass iron. My calcium was high. And my test has always been historically low, though.
Okay.
So historically, like, you know the test numbers, I'm assuming?
Sure.
So the first time that me and my wife tried to get pregnant was in 2015. And my test in 2015 was 230, right? So clinically low. So fast forward.
Insanely low.
Insanely low. Right?
Yeah.
So fast forward, I go to him, and it's 242, right?
Okay.
So, and I've been doing this boxing thing. I'm really into it. I'm like really grinding, right? Because I enjoy it. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, my test is so low, like all these different like little metrics that are fixable, like iron, I gotta go dump blood, I can donate. So he puts me on some supplements, and he tells me, this is 8 weeks ago. He's like, in June, I want you to go get your blood retested, right? So I just go by myself. Because LabCorp, you can go on now and go do it yourself.
Yeah.
So I go on LabCorp on demand. I go fucking put in iron, like test, all this other stuff. So I go back, and again, he has me on all holistic stuff because he's like, dude, instead of just giving you TRT, I want to make sure like we can't do this naturally in you.
Okay.
Which I was like, okay, because everybody else I spoke to was like, dude, there's no way you're moving the needle. And I believed him because I'm like, how, since 2015, I've only moved up like 14 points. Like, that's terrible.
Right.
So I go back, I go myself. I just literally, like this past like Thursday, like I go on, I get the freaking results at midnight. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And my test went up to 450. And my iron went down to 300. It was at 500 and something, which is high.
Okay.
So pretty much everything was normalized.
Great.
Right? Test could obviously be better still.
Sure.
It's like in the middle of the normal. But like what's so interesting that I find is like for me, I was so shook by, I thought because I was externally like in way better shape, right?
Right.
That everything was good in here.
Well, we can't tell necessarily, right? And even a blood test doesn't give you the whole thing. A blood test is merely a snapshot of what's going on at any given time. However, it's a good metric to go off of if you're going to measure the things that you're looking at.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're taking ownership of what's going on. That's the first step always, right? So you're on the right track. Boxing is an awesome thing to keep you healthy. The cardiovascular benefits alone are wonderful. Right. The self-confidence effect from being able to handle yourself.
Right.
You know, you walk around different. You talk to people different. It's a wonderful feeling.
It is, yeah.
I got to tell you, the river always wins, and in this case, the river is time, right? As we get older, there's only going to be so many things we can do, generally speaking.
Going to work out.
There's only going to be so many things we can do to keep that testosterone level where you're looking at.
Right.
And over the years, that bottom reference range, that 295 or 300 reference range, used to be higher. Over the years, that comes down. Right? So it's harder and harder for a doctor to prescribe you testosterone because you don't qualify for it. It's a whole deep thing.
Right.
But optimal testosterone levels correlate with better mental health, better aging, better blood work, better libido. Across the board, you're a healthier individual as a male when your testosterone levels are optimal. Right. So if they're low and you're depressed, what do they give you now?
Right, antidepressants.
Right.
You
can't focus. They give you Adderall. So if they fix your testosterone, that one thing, they eliminate the ability to give you all these other things that are not good for you.
Right.
Eventually, when the time comes, keep an open mind. And what it's like, okay, you know what? I've done all the things I can do holistically. Right. I'm taking care of myself. I'm checking all my other boxes. I'm getting my sleep. I'm cutting back on my booze. Right? Don't be closed-minded to taking a shot once or twice a week. Right. It will keep you young, healthy, and for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never been more like on board with trying it. I've always been like a holistic dude, but to your point, like it's crazy. Like I'm going to be 34 this year. And, you know, it's like the fact that like I had to like do all this stuff just to even get it to like 450. Right? To your point, like as I get older, it's not going to work anymore.
Yep.
It's going to be different. My body's going to need different things.
For sure.
But back to the one sleep component. So anybody listening to this, so I think the one thing to take away too is just like, if you think you're good just because of how you look and feel, like I feel great, right? But like it doesn't mean that everything's working inside. I also have a metabolic imbalance that he found.
Okay.
So he has me on supplements like to help with that, which again is what, in my opinion, because I was doing boxing before and my thing was 240, and then he gave me supplements and vitamins, and now I'm at 450, right?
Okay.
So whatever he gave me is obviously probably the main driver because I was doing boxing before, right? But the craziest thing though too. So anyway, so point is that first off, I think you should always get your blood checked. I haven't done it before this, Frank, and I can't even tell you how, since I think like 2020.
2 times a year minimum.
Yeah.
2 times
I'm going to start
a year
doing it no
minimum.
matter what.
2 times a
Do
year
you do a
minimum.
full blood panel when you go?
When I go?
Yeah.
So I go 3-4 times a year.
Okay.
Right? Because I make sure that I'm healthy.
Good.
Right.
So
I keep
this is your
myself.
industry. This is your industry.
I keep myself well supplemented.
Good. Good.
So I make sure
you
that
got to
I'm
be
healthy
ready. Make
year
sure it's
round.
good.
Yeah.
Do you donate blood too?
I don't.
Okay.
And not everybody has to do that. Yeah,
Because I thought if you're at a certain test, you should.
No, it's not about the test levels.
Because the coagulation or whatever.
No, it's not about the test levels. A lot of times that's about your red blood cell counts.
Got it.
Right? And a lot of times we can misread those red blood cell counts.
Yep.
For example, when you go give blood or get your blood test.
Right.
What is your protocol that morning?
Don't eat. Don't.
No. When you go, like, hey, I'm going to go get my blood tested today
Yeah.
to find out all my numbers.
Right.
What's your protocol that morning? What do you do?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So you fast.
Right.
But
Just
what
fast.
else do you do?
Nothing.
So you go, that means your hematocrit, that number that they really look at to say, hey, you need a blood dump, that hematocrit's generally going to be high when you're dehydrated. My people, so I don't just do the Pro Concepts training. I am
You see the nutrition and
I'm a world level strength nutritionist.
Yeah.
Right. So my clients right now include some of the strongest people in the world. I've got a guy, he's world's strongest man right now.
Wow.
231 pounds.
Sheesh.
He's won everything he's touched in the last year. He's about to win one next weekend.
Damn.
So
230, that's pretty badass.
So these guys are, well, that's the class he's in. He can't compete with
gosh,
somebody
I was
who's
gonna say.
6'5" and
Yeah, I was
350
gonna say, dude,
pounds.
damn.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
right?
it's crazy.
That's a different person.
Yeah.
My point is, we do the blood work, so I'm familiar with.
So
this.
you know, like, yeah, the labs.
I have my guys drink no less than 60 ounces of water before they go, and ideally, you can even do more than that,
Right.
because these numbers can come back skewed. They can say, "Go get a blood dump." You don't need
Right.
a blood dump. You need to be hydrated. Right?
Well, I that's so it's interesting you say that. I
Yeah.
never realized you shouldn't be drinking water.
Should be
So,
or
like,
shouldn't
should
be?
not.
What do you mean should not?
Like you're saying,
No,
you
you
make
should
them drink
be.
a shit. I normally, so normally I don't even think about it. But
no.
this last time, because they had me take 12 freaking vials.
Oh, yeah.
Because they did a whole panel. I wasn't hydrated enough, and I was there for like 15 minutes because like they kept like it was taking so slow.
And you get misreadings.
Right. Well, and I got like maybe my iron because again, high iron is like, 3 something. I was at 502.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you're gonna have to dump blood 4 times because every time you dump, it's 50 whatever. You lower it. So if you're at 502, you have to get to 300.
Next time you get a test that's that skewed,
Yeah.
pull back, take a week, do the right things, make sure you get your sleep,
Right.
follow the plan, don't drink for a week, and then when you go, drink your water, hydrate,
Right.
drink 64 ounces of water, drink half a gallon of water
See,
before you go, pee clear a couple
I,
times,
I think
and
you're,
then see what happens.
I think you're right though because that was when I got these results back where my iron was at normal rate.
Yeah.
And my calcium was at normal rate. Now test obviously supplementation, but yeah, so I agree with you. But also on the sleep thing, like, are you like somebody? Are you like a crazy sleeper? Like in terms of like you're set up so you have the best sleep?
No. I have a 2-year-old son, so that's like
That's a hell no.
It's a non-factor.
it
is a factor.
Yeah.
I also have sleep apnea. I'm
Do you?
250 pounds. I
Gotcha.
I walk around 250 pounds.
Right.
So I have sleep apnea, but I'm having a problem where I would always recommend somebody get a BiPAP, get the mask.
Yeah.
I have one. But apparently I can't sleep with it because as soon as I put it on, I get like a mental block
Really?
where it raises my stress.
What?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Guess I'm a coward. Or
You ever try
whatever.
those
I
nose
used my
clip
baby with
things
it. Yeah,
that
listen.
Alex Hormozy always does?
To open your nose.
Yeah, to open the passages?
Yeah. I've never really needed that. My nose
But I'm
is,
saying when you're sleeping, maybe that would help.
it could. It
Maybe.
could. I
'Cause
could
you snore,
I could give
obviously,
that a
right?
shot. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not my nose. It's my throat.
It's out from there.
It's the pressure on my throat.
Got it.
Now I've had specific muscle releases where I have slept good for about 2 days, but then it comes back because these muscles are all tight all up around my neck.
Have you ever, like, I don't do this, but I have a lot of friends who have some sleep apnea, some sleeping issues, but they take gummies before bed.
Sure.
You ever tried that?
Of course.
And it hasn't worked?
So people try everything. They try alcohol, they try weed, they try this, they try that.
And nothing.
It can help you sleep that night. But the quality
it's not like a long term.
No, but even the quality of sleep you get on it is going to be disrupted.
It's going to be skewed.
So the guys who are in the know recommend if you're going to do THC or even CBD to pull that back a couple of hours before bedtime. I like ashwagandha to the tune of about 600 milligrams. I like Relora.
Yeah.
There's other stuff. 5-HTP. You can throw a little bit of GABA in there. There's lots of different ways we can go about doing.
I take all of those.
You do
for sleep. Yeah.
Right. Are you doing melatonin as well?
No.
Okay. Now they were saying that the melatonin can cause a negative feedback loop where when you take it, it disables or hinders your body's ability to produce it naturally. But then I'm hearing there's other studies that are saying that's bunk. So you never
freaking know, right?
You never know. It's ultimately what I have found in the last 20 years is whatever works for John is going to be what works for you.
Dude, I love that you just said that, and I think more people need to figure that out because I my whole life, because I started my business young, I've always followed the footsteps of for instance Tony Robbins, right?
Sure.
Wake up at 5 a.m., cold plunge, whatever, and I did that shit for 10 years. And then during COVID, I was all right, you can't go to the gym, I can't do this, can't do that. And I started doing things the way I wanted to do. I was I'm not going to wake up and work out. I'm going to work out in the middle of the day or work out at nighttime. And so I started changing it. And it just shifted. For me, right now, I even before, because I have 3 under 3, by the way, kids. So I have
3 under 3?
twin 1-year-olds, and then I have a 2.5-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was when I could sleep, I'm fucking sleeping. And I shifted my schedule around it, and now I have way better workouts, either at the end of the day or middle of the day, whenever I can.
Sure.
And bottom line is it just works for me. The things that I'm eating, I'm not okay, just because this person's online and they're posting that hey, this is the best tilapia or the shrimp or salmon is the best for you. I don't know. And this is a good example, Frank. Gary Brecka?
Of course.
So fucking the Breck daddy is out there always saying everyone's vitamin D3 deficient. So I go online, I order a vitamin D3, right? This is now the test that I got back. The one thing that was also high, my doctor was like, dude, what the fuck are you taking for vitamin? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, your D3 is outrageous.
How much were you taking?
It was I forget.
A lot.
It was a lot.
It's a lot for it to be outrageous.
It was outrageous.
Yeah.
But I got it. It was a Thorn. I think I got the 10,000 something MCUs or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But clearly I was taking too much.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, so I was way over supplementing there, thinking that I need to because everyone's vitamin D3 deficient. And that was wrong for me. And it wasn't the right thing. So that's why I think it's important to talk to somebody like yourself who's a professional and knows this shit. Instead of me just guessing and seeing random people post about things that are working for them, doesn't mean it's going to work for you.
Yeah, I think people, generally, if you want to just say, I'm going to supplement with vitamin D, it's the winter time, whatever. So me, personally, over the years, I do the 10,000 in the winter, and then I back it down to a 4,000 or 5,000 in the summertime. I'm outside all the time anyway. I'd rather err on the high side of normal for vitamin D.
Totally.
But that's just me. Again, like we were just saying, you got to get it checked for yourself. You can't rely on what one of these influencers or fitfluencers is pushing.
Right, they're doing.
You always have to get it checked for yourself. You must.
But also, so and then I want to shift into more about Pro Concepts. But
sure.
The last thing I want to talk about, because we had a lot of questions coming about sleep, about this type of stuff, health. So I have a sleep number bed, right? You do?
Yeah.
What's your setting?
I think it's 55 or 40. The heavier I get, the higher it has to go.
Right. Now, do you have the split one where your wife has her setting, you have your setting?
Yes.
Same. There's no way, because my wife is on a fucking deflated air mattress on her side.
Yeah.
She likes it really fucking low, the number. And historically, I'm 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah, high.
And so the more research that I've done, I'm looking at it and I'm like, dude, because I wake up, so I got it initially 5-6 years ago because I always have fucking chronic neck and lower back pain. And so now with AI and ChatGPT, I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of this because if I stretch and do more deadlifts and things like that, it helps me. But I start asking ChatGPT, I go, all right, I'm gonna take a picture because now with the advanced model, I took a picture of the side of me laying on my bed, right, with my spine, and I'm like, this is how I sleep. Give me the corrections. So straight up, like I did this last night for the first time. I'm like, I'm sick of having neck and back pain. So my wife just got me this like, I forget the name of the pillow, but it's good for like your side sleeping neck thing.
You're too far down.
Right.
You had to be up more, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was on 45, my number. So recently I'm like, maybe my number's off. So I go down and I was like, let me try. So whatever. So I put it and they're like, your spine and your neck and your hips are all like slightly out of alignment.
Right.
And they're like, so keep the pillow you're using, but put a pillow between your legs. And there was a specific pillow that was in my bed, like in the background. They're like, use that pillow. Because it was it's my Sleep Number pillow that I normally use on my neck. It's like, do this, whatever, right? So I did it, and they're like, and then it said, stop, don't like put your knees up too high, like you're like cuddling like that. Like you need to lay straight. So like instead of me like laying like literally like this, like I normally do,
sure,
it was like be straight as a fucking pencil,
yeah.
which is not comfortable. So I did it. I woke up this morning, and it's like the first time that like I'm not in like legitimately any pain.
That's awesome.
And so like just on the sleep thing, it's like because you ever use the Whoop app shit, like the biomarker freaking things?
Of course, I have the ring. I just broke it though.
The Oura ring?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you like that thing?
Love it.
I'm sick of the Whoop app because like depending on the shirts I'm wearing and stuff like that, like the ring just pops right on. So you like it? I think I might get it.
I like it. Yeah.
But anyway, so I typically
thanks, Laura. Send me some shit.
Get Frank some shit. But so it would always say like you had like decent rest. And it's like try moving because like I would always have high stress because of my neck and back hurting, I think.
Sure.
So anyway, I brought that up because I think to your point earlier about getting good sleep, like sleep is legitimate. Like my entire life had anxiety disorder, and I'm a holistic mother effer, so I've never taken like any sort of psychedelics or drugs. And
you might need psychedelics.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
That's
like go like gummies and shit.
No.
What do you mean?
The whole new wave is low-dose psychedelics
right.
for anxiety and depression. You take
like microdosing, you're saying?
Microdosing mushrooms,
right?
Microdosing LSD.
Yeah. Have you tried it?
Fuck yeah.
And you love
Sometimes
it?
I use it before the gym.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We'll get into that another time, though.
Yeah.
One thing I'm going to recommend to you right now, though, is look into saffron. Use that ChatGPT.
Saffron.
Look into saffron. I've been taking 30 because I also had that when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Right? Look into saffron. Look into Nootropics Depot is the brand. Look into 30 milligrams a day. It's sustainable as far as I know over the long term.
Okay.
And
what is the mushrooms?
No. Saffron is a spice.
Oh.
It's like saffron rice. Like Indian
saffron
rice.
I was like saffron. Yeah.
No, it's just concentrated and they put it in there.
Huh.
It's
good.
It's wonderful. But a cup of coffee in the morning, it's not a high because it balances you out. It also helps with your circadian rhythm. So sleep. A lot of people are like, hey, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm having trouble sleeping. But they're not looking at the rest of the day.
Right.
Sleep starts in the morning when you wake up.
Totally.
Right now, I'm not saying you got to get up and make your bed because to your point with your routine and whatever, I don't give a fuck what your routine is. Just do something and do it every day. Do whatever your thing is. I don't make my bed.
Yeah.
Which I still do okay every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like your sleep starts in the morning. The first thing you should do when you get out of bed is open your blinds, get some sun in your eyes, and if you can go for a walk, go for a walk.
Right.
Of course, all after you use the restroom and everything else.
Right.
That is how you set your circadian rhythm for the day. If you can walk with your feet on your actual skin of your feet on real ground,
right, you
are light years ahead of the game. Go out there, breathe through your nose, walk for 10 minutes in the sunlight, you're good to go.
You know what's funny? So I have 2 Pomeranians, and my backyard in the new house that we just bought, like I have hawks. It's Hawk City.
Oh.
So like I can't let them walk themselves anymore because like they're just like little Twinkies running around for these things. So every morning, like, because Gary Breck is always saying shit like that, like go like ground yourself, I think he says, right? Yeah. So, dude, I fucking love doing that.
Gary Brecka didn't invent
100%
that
not.
Gary Brecka says.
He's recycling.
He is recycling, and he's done it, and he did a really great ad campaign, and he's helping a lot of people, so I've got nothing bad to say.
100%.
If he's helping people and people are getting well because of him, make your money, bro. Rock and roll. Good
100%,
job.
right.
Good job. The other thing I want to touch on is, just real quick, the sleep bed and the ChatGPT and the pillows and the seed oils and the sunlight. Bro, there are motherfuckers in Italy who sleep on an old mattress, who smoke cigarettes all day long. They drink wine. They lay on the beach. Okay? Yeah. And they live to be 100.
Right. They're healthier than us.
How did we ever do it before any of this? So sometimes, like, we're all of this little stuff.
How much of a factor do you think happiness and, like, just, like, overall has to play with it?
Let's go deeper. What is happiness?
Right.
How much of a factor is your own lens.
Yeah.
You choose to be. We choose.
You're right. What
Whether or not to be happy.
What is it to you?
Now there are some people who suffer from real conditions,
Right.
and if you do, get help. You know what I mean? Look for
Yeah.
help. But for the vast majority of people in today's day and age, where everything is a symptom and a disorder, and I'm sad. No.
Yeah. Right.
No.
Right.
Get up, get moving, write a gratitude list every day, 3, 4, 5, 10 things that you're grateful for. Someday maybe you find one, but I guarantee there's one.
Fucking pull one.
Change your lens.
Yep.
Move a little bit. Make your checklist. Sunlight, movement, grounding, water, healthy food, gratitude, training. Now, I understand not everybody
By
can
the way,
do
when you get this list, replay that list in the slow-mo because that was fucking good. Can you do it one more time? If you remember it.
So I kind of did the 5 fingers. This is mine because I've never heard anybody say this.
Yeah, I like it. I
All
like
right.
it.
So it's sunlight, which is nature.
Yep.
Food.
Yep.
Hydration, training, gratitude.
Love it. Love it. Where's
Okay.
our hype button? Can you give me the button over there? I love that.
It's a little late for the hype button, don't you think?
No, we'll do it next time.
I'm not going to say it again because it'll be 5
No.
different things.
I'm saying the next thing you say might be fire next, so we'll leave this here for the next one. But anyway,
Can I just hit it to try it?
Hit it. But I love that though, and I think that's I love how simplified you made it
Yeah.
because like here's the categories. Just go do it.
It's low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
A lot of these things
Yeah.
are low hanging fruit. I don't care if you're broke as hell. That means
Yeah.
you ain't got to take your fucking shoes off to go ground yourself.
True, totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so like
Just get
if-
outside.
You have to take ownership like you did.
Yep.
Stop making excuses and start hitting the low hanging fruit.
Right.
All the other stuff that we were talking about, that's first world problems, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
first world shit.
Yeah.
I was in Iraq. People slept on their roof when it was hot out, so that at night because it was cooler on the roof.
Right. Wow.
On a hard pad. So like,
Thank you for your service, man.
thank you for your support. Thank you for your support.
Seriously, man. Thank you.
But my point is like, our first world problems.
Yeah.
We kind of get too much into the weeds, and I also think depression
Yeah.
is a first world. You don't have time to be depressed if you got to go to work. You got to get the crops, man.
So
How are you going to
true.
eat?
It's so true.
So make a list.
Right.
Check it off.
Right.
Get it done every day. Do it for a month. Just
Right.
give me a month. Do it for a week. Tell me you don't feel better after a week.
Dude, first off, you fucking crushed that, and I'm gonna. But I knew I needed it,
Bro, get out of here.
Emily. I knew I needed it, but we had another guy. He was a Marine, Jake Thomas, that was in here, and he was saying, he goes, and obviously this is more of a high level exaggeration of it, but it kind of aligns with what you're saying. He's like, how many people do you think in the projects have allergies?
How many people in the projects do you think complain
Right.
about allergies? And now here's the real fucker.
Yeah.
If you don't complain about it, how bad is it really?
Right.
Like, how bad are we making these things? Because our brain is
Because you have the time to do it.
just when you focus on something, you
Right.
make it real.
Totally.
Like, so if you focus on how shit something is or how shit you perceive it to be, it's going to be shit, and you are going to feel like shit, and you are
Facts.
going to be shit.
Facts.
Try to focus on the good
Yeah.
shit, bro. Try.
See, practically that makes so much sense, but it sucks that because we're humans
Yeah.
and our brains
Oh, yeah.
are designed to protect us and make us comforted,
Oh, yeah.
like having an excuse
Oh, yeah.
or complaining makes us feel justified, which makes us feel like better. Like
For sure.
Tony Robbins said a lot of times, like when you're feeling bad for yourself, you typically have better, like you feel better than you would if you were on the other side. Like people like pitying themselves.
How often do you know somebody who's feeling good that makes a change, a radical change?
Not often.
Right. So I've been telling people or talking to people about it is you're not going to change when you dislike the person in the mirror.
Totally.
You're going to change when you feel shame.
Yeah.
It's a very rare individual that can see it and be like, I don't like the direction I'm headed.
Right.
I'm going to make this change right now. Some people can.
Right.
Right. But for the vast majority of people, what I've noticed is they need to feel that shame. And people's like, oh, I shouldn't feel bad about myself. Body positive. Bull fucking shit. Your
Right.
arteries are clogged. Your blood sugar's high. You're going to get dementia. You're going to fucking die.
Yeah.
You should feel ashamed.
Right.
It is your fault. It is my fault if I make a mistake. It is your fault because of the way you've been treating yourself. But that also means it's your fault, but that also means it's in your hands and you can fix it.
Right.
Period. Full stop.
Right. The cards you're dealt, no matter what, whether you are in a fucked up position or not, if you have that mentality, it's such a game changer.
Right.
It's such a game changer.
I didn't always have it.
Right.
I didn't always have it.
Yeah.
I have
Same.
lived in pity parties. I have
Yep.
been through the ringer with, you can name any little thing you want.
Yep.
I have been through the all the way ringer with it.
Right.
All of it.
Right.
The whole gambit.
Yeah.
And I've come out on the other side, so there's nobody.
Right.
Like, I don't
And
want
but
to
you
hear
don't
your
get to
excuses.
that. But you don't get to that mentality unless you've been through the valley.
So it's so fucking.
It's a
What
requirement.
a paradox, though.
It's a requirement.
But okay, I don't want you
Right.
to. You come to me, you want help, but
Yeah.
you're not in that valley. You haven't
Yeah.
been to that valley. How do I help
Better
you?
example is let's talk about our kids.
How do we stop our kids from having to go through that valley? But
Right.
then how do we also make sure they get the correct character development?
How do they get tough? The character development, the toughness, and the experience. Because you're only you and I'm only me because of our tough
For
experiences.
sure, without a shadow of a doubt.
So this is conversations before I had kids, and I have often with my buddies who have businesses and kids and stuff. Because again, like I grew up poor, right? Like I was the oldest of 5 kids. I only started adapting because my dad came to me in 2008 and was like, "We're gonna lose the house," and I was like, and my dad had alcohol issues, wasn't around. I had to step up early at like 11 years old to be like a father to my siblings and help my mom around the house, and I hated him for that, and I hated my circumstances at the time. And I had all this big resentment, for a very long time. And so I realized, holy shit, if that motherfucker wasn't who he is, I wouldn't be me, right? And I'm thankful for that, right? And I'm grateful for him and his inadequacies, because if he wasn't inadequate and he wasn't a great, dad, or if he was a great dad, I wouldn't be me. But that goes back to our conversation where it's like, if we're just great dads and our kids aren't feeling pain and they're not feeling the roadblocks and they're not feeling the shit that we went through, then they're not going to be badass motherfuckers.
Agreed. But first, before you were grateful for your dad, you hated him and you felt wronged. You felt, like you were dealt a bad hand, and you probably complained about it just a little bit.
Always. No, I did always, at the time.
So then you switched your lens.
Right.
And changed your whole fucking life.
Correct.
Right? Period. Right?
My dad, and it's funny, my dad's like my boy now. Like
Yeah.
literally, like
Okay.
we had a moment where, and I'm saying this because there's so many people out there that have like tough situations with their fathers or their mothers.
Oh my God.
And we let it like fester forever. And the turning point for me was I was at a Tony Robbins UPW event in Prudential Center in Newark. And I think this was like 2016 or some shit like that. And we're sitting there with this group going through stuff. And Tony walks into the group that we're at them, and there's all these people going around with their problems, businesses, whatever. And he goes, this one girl, like, bypasses almost anybody I've ever heard of. Like, she's gotten raped by her uncles, her parents knew about it, let it happen, all this crazy shit. But she's this, like, multi-millionaire, has kids, so successful, so on it. Like, dude, she's a savage. And he stopped the whole thing in his tracks because, like, the way she was saying it was like, I got dealt his hands, whatever else. And it's a fucked up hand, dude. It's a fucked up hand. Most fucked up
That's
hand.
an understatement.
Right.
Right.
And he's like, but listen, like, you can continue to keep that lens, in your words.
Sure.
Like, or you can shift and say, hey, would you have 300 employees that you love and that look at you like family? Would you have your kids? Would you have this successful business? Would you be able to go back to your beach house after this? Would you be able to, well, whatever. And he was saying all this. And anyway, my POV from you was like, because what he said in paraphrasing was like, if you didn't have those circumstances, you don't have you right now.
Of course.
And then I sat there, and then when it got to me, he was like, I was transparent. I was like, dude, like my dad or whatever. And he goes, you better fucking worship the ground that motherfucker walks on. He's like, because you know what? Like, we're all a bunch of people, like, doing the best we can with what we have. So your dad, whoever he was back then, he was doing the best he could with the best that he had. And now that wasn't great for you, right? But it made you into you. So you have to be grateful, even though it's painful. And so I'm sitting here fucking bawling my eyes out, UPW, everybody in my group's crying. I make this like whole, I get back in a good place with my dad. It was on that New Year's Eve, and we've been real tight ever since. But I think the thing though is like back to your lens perspective shift. It's like I could have went on forever and hated the man who made me who I am indirectly, right? And part of a father's job, there's a whole thing like where it's like, strong men create weak men, and weak men go through hard times, and the hard times recreate the cycle of a strong man. But then that strong man recreates those weak children again because he propped it up. And it's like, so I sat there and I was looking at the whole situation, and I had that conversation with my dad. He never heard that. He's a construction blue collar guy.
Okay.
He's like, what the hell? Like, I never realized that like I was doing that. Like, and I'm glad that it worked for you, but like I hate that. Like, because my dad's a good dude, but like he just again had his tough times and shit, and like had tough addictions. But it's like, you know, bottom line is at the end of the day, it's like that helped me so significantly realize that, like, you know, that toughness that I got, not from him directly being like, you're a bitch, go do 10 more push-ups, or you're sucking on the football field. It was like I wasn't at the football field, I was missing it, or he was drinking in the parking lot, or there's all this different shit happening. And for my, you know, for my 2 boys and my daughter, I'm like, all right, I got to make badasses, but how do I do that, right? And like, and I think my in-laws have done such a fucking phenomenal job with their kids. Like, they both own businesses. They're both like really tough people in general. And I remember when I asked my father-in-law for his blessing to marry my wife, I was like, I went to a store, asked him, and he's like, listen, the hardest thing you're ever going to do outside of marriage, which is the hardest thing you'll ever do, is have kids. And when you raise kids, you're either going to have, you know, you're going to raise your kid the right way, or you're going to have a big kid or big kids for the rest of your life. And he's like, so there were a million times where I went to the store and Jacqueline, you know, was like, oh, I want this $50 Hollister sweatshirt, right? And he was like, John, I could have bought the whole fucking store. He's like, but I told her, you're not buying a $50 sweatshirt. And she is literally a version of that, like the programming that they gave her and her, all of the kids, but like her obviously specifically, like, dude, she is awesome. And I think that's the biggest thing here. It's like, because you have good things, you know, because you're, again, and you have to remember, you grew up, you didn't see your dad or your mom like on social media fucking jacked,
right,
like in social media doing stuff like your kids are going to. And my kids are going to see like me on social doing things, interviews, shit like that, where we didn't see that. So it's like, the difference is like, okay, well, I see dads out there online doing cool shit.
Yeah.
Like, so dad, why can't I get this cool, nice new car? Like, or what, my friends have all this stuff. You're in the light. Like, you know, it looks like crap. Why am I driving this car? Or why can't I do this? Or why can't I go to this prestigious college? And I think that's the tough shit that, like, I feel like has to be instilled now, where it's like everybody sees that they can just get things and like they want things, and social media has made that really tough for kids.
Well, they don't see the work that goes into it.
Exactly.
Right? They don't see the work that goes into it.
It's being bypassed.
That was a lot. I'm sorry you had to go through that. But also, like, fuck you. Yeah. Everybody's got their own shit. And now here you are. Yeah. People are like, they cry, they go into therapy and they pay $7,000-$8,000 an hour, $7,800, $1,000 an hour to talk about the past, when you could skip all that and just get to, this is what it is.
Right.
What do I do from here?
Facts.
That's it.
Right.
But yeah, listen, I think that moderated stress from the parents, that moderated stress at the right times, I think this is a tricky part. You're going to fuck it up. No matter how hard you try, you're going to fuck your kids up one way or the other.
Right.
But you have to give them that moderated stress, right? You have to give them the hard times safely. Ideally, you don't want them to go out and shoot fucking heroin. No. You know what I mean? But you want them to have the hard times. That you want them to hear you say no, so they learn how to say no.
Right. Facts.
Right?
Facts.
You have to see you stand up to somebody, otherwise they will never do it.
Right.
You have to let them stand up to you.
Right. Right.
At the right times.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
My kid's young. I don't know any of this shit.
Totally. Same.
My father never let me stand up to him, right? So for many years I wasn't able to do that.
Right.
Right, but then I went to the military, and that all fucking ended. But he did instill at me at a very young age, lifting weights.
Right.
Because he was a cop for 51 years, and I was always a thicker kid. Right? I was always in a husky section.
Yeah.
I don't know, is there still a husky section? But he would always just make me sprint down the street. He was like, come on, we're sprinting.
Right.
And we'd sprint. I never realized we were playing. Right? And hey, we got these weights in the basement, so we used to go lift weights. Right. So that's how I started lifting weights when I was 14.
Wow.
It was 26 years.
Wow.
And then, you know, through school, I played sports and all that.
Right.
And then after high school, I went to college. Severe anxiety, had to drop out. Drugs, military.
Right.
2 combat tours. I lifted the whole time. I did the CrossFit, and I trained guys how to do CrossFit.
Right.
I trained them how to lift weights and this, that, and the other. So I've been training people for
forever.
Jeez. That was 2006.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then I came home. I had like my version of whatever PTSD is, but it wasn't like hiding under the tables. My version of PTSD was like, hey, I was in charge of 15 dudes at a time. I set up raid missions. I kicked down doors. I had important jobs and shit that I had to do.
Yeah.
I come back here and I was like,
how the fuck do you get back into normal
life? I don't
life?
fit at all.
Right.
So it was hard for me, and it took me a long time. But then I landed in, I really like the way I feel when I help people change their life. So I started doing personal training, and then that kind of morphed into online coaching. That kind of morphed into strongman coaching. That kind of morphed into, hey, there's a spot available.
Right. I'm going to fucking get it.
I'm going to take this fucking spot.
I'm getting the spot.
There's already a gym there.
Right.
So I got this. The guy was in the rear, so I got the spot for a steal.
Was there usable equipment?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
It was already outfitted. Dude, I told you what I got it for.
Dude, that's a blessing.
Made it back in 2 months.
Come on. That's awesome, dude. Fucking. But what I love about.
Stop this fucking button, dude.
But, dude, that's the one thing, though. It's like, I had a conversation with somebody the other day where it's like, somebody's like, you got, like, I think there's a certain element of luck that comes into play. And I was like, I don't know, because, like, I think that opportunity has to intersect luck with you being there and putting the opportunity in order for luck to even be a thing.
I'm not
Literally that situation.
I'm not a Bible thumper dude, but they say that God helps those that help themselves, right? And my father always used to say, the harder I try, the luckier I get.
Exactly.
Now, that's not always fucking true, and you have to be able to suck up those L's.
Right.
The same way you suck up those W's.
True.
You gotta.
Right. You have to always stay out there. All right, man. So as we close to the end here, so there's two things I want to ask you. One's a little bit of a tougher question. One's like a little mild, not so spicy. Which one do you want first?
Go with the tougher one. Easy.
Love it. So I want to use kind of like a simulation.
Okay.
That can kind of like extract like the legacy you're after.
Oof.
And so now you have a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
My son's name is Logan.
Logan.
Logan Francis Provenzano.
Logan Francis. So is your first name Francis?
My first name is Francis.
Cool. So now, when you think about legacy, typically your feet are planted here in Point Beach, New Jersey. What are you going to do in the future, and what are you leaving behind? What are you be known for, right? And like, I love this question for people who own businesses, but also for people who have kids, because the stakes are never higher than when you have kids. Now, in a world where you are, so I typically do the simulation. I'm kind of trying to modify it in action here.
Okay.
But, if in the simulation, which we hope that obviously never happens, but it's just how we do it. But so if you're not around to meet your grandkids.
Sure.
Right. And Logan is talking to his kids and they're visiting your gravestone.
Okay. I like it.
So two questions. So one, what would your gravestone read? Paraphrasing, obviously. Right. So what would it read? And then what would you want Logan to say about you to his kids? Like, damn, if you met Grandpa Frank,
that's funny.
Man.
My father was 40 when he had me.
Yeah.
He died past summer. Logan was almost 1.
So at least he met him.
He met him.
Good.
And my father's tombstone says, "Legends never die," because everybody who met him,
I love it.
Everybody who met him, at the wake, at the funeral, that man was a legend.
Let's go.
We could do an hour and a half on him.
That's badass. Actually, I love that.
That is what I would want my son to say about me. Not the legend thing.
Right.
But like, there is so much to be said that people spoke highly of him because he took the high moral ground and did the right thing, even in the face of adversity. Right? He tried to do what was right, even when it was hard to do it.
Right.
Hopefully, we can start that now, because if we go backwards, that's not always going to be the case.
No.
I want them to be able to say that I was the same person in every room I walked into, that I didn't put on masks and act like something I wasn't.
You weren't a chameleon.
Which I have been. But,
me too. Yeah, me too.
We still can be. We have to do that to a certain extent to survive. We learn to do that to survive. But I want them to say, like, he was a stand-up guy across the board, and he was honest in all of his doings with everybody.
Right.
It's really that simple, and I think the rest will fall into a place.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I want houses, I want money, I want any of this. I believe that if I nail that low-hanging fruit, doing the right thing for the right reason, that the rest of that will fall into place.
It'll take care of itself.
It will.
Yeah.
It will.
Dude, I love that. And then secondarily, has there been any like quotes or anything like adages that stood out to you?
I want to go back real quick.
Yeah, good.
I'm not doing this alone.
Yeah.
I have a wife.
Yeah.
She's part of this business, and she's going to be part of the next business. The next business is hers.
Yeah.
I want her to be able to say that she married a good man, and he stayed a good man the whole time we were married. He was there when it was rough. He tried to make me a better person.
Right.
And for better or worse.
Right.
I love that man, and he was a good father.
Yeah.
So it's not just my son.
I love
who's
that.
like, I want my wife to be able to speak highly of me as well.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know my mother already does, but I want my wife also to be able to speak highly of me.
I love that.
What stands out? What quotes stand out? Jesus Christ, there's so many.
When it pertains to resilience.
Oh, this is a hands down one. It's Carl Jung. No tree, they say, can grow to heaven without its roots having reached hell.
Whoo! Dang! Hit the button! Damn! That's fire.
I don't know if I got that right or not.
It makes sense,
but it's the whole valley thing we
like
discussed. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Listen, you got to have a dark side.
I
don't trust the guy without a dark side.
It's true, right?
I don't.
I asked that question because back in the day when I was early phase, I was like, I was broke, trying to save my parents' house, and I'm like, it was so unmotivating. I remember I started with a couple buddies who all quit on me, right? Over the years, actually, it took about 2 weeks before everybody was gone because we were all door knocking in the winter in Jersey, in Brick, is where I grew up, and everyone's no, rejection, and eventually all my friends were like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Selling?
I was making websites.
Oh, okay. Websites.
Yeah, back then. So, and long story short, I'm like, all right, this is me. So I go online. I'm like, all right, I gotta get cheesy here. Let me find something. I'm gonna print it. I'm gonna put it in my parents at the time where I was living in my room, and I'm just gonna look at it when I wake up in the morning. And I also want to put it in my bathroom. And it read, live a few years of your life like most people won't, so you can live the rest of your life like most people can't. And I read that, and I don't know why. It's my life quote now. I love it, And dude, I remember reading it and like, all right, this is supposed to be this way. Like I'm supposed to get rejected all the time. Because if I wasn't going through this, like this is why people give up and they don't live that life because it's too hard. And so I was like, if I could beat hard, then and keep going, then I'm gonna be able to do it. And I remember I had that there, man. And I remember when I was so I started at 17, sophomore year in high school. At the end of junior year is when I got my parents out of the debt status.
Nice.
And I remember being like, all right, this is cool. I started to make a little money, and I'm like, all right, am I gonna do this forever? What am I gonna do? At that time, I was, I took care of the thing that mattered to me, which is helping my family.
Right.
But anyway, so I like to ask that quote question because for me, that really helped me.
So many quotes. There are so many good ones.
So as we end here,
sure,
your camera. Where can people find you? Website, social, where can they engage with you?
Okay, ProConcepts _ Instagram, ProConcepts _ Facebook. If you're looking for my personal Instagram, it is FrankiePro_. See the common theme here. My phone number is on the website, and we are www.proconceptstraining.net. Because we didn't get the .com. Anyhow, I'm pretty easy to find. I'm sure the link will be somewhere down here.
Sure will.
Yeah, and if you guys are tired of living the way you're living, if you don't know how to change, right? If you're good at everything you do but you can't seem to get in shape, we are the people for you. We can help you make the change and make the lasting change.
I love it. And dude, first off, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
I believe time is one asset we don't get back, so you spending it here with me means a lot to me. Additionally, I appreciate everything you do for the community in general, just health. People need more people like you on the front lines, not bullshitting, and actually really practicing what they're talking about and living it. And then also thank you for your service, man. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for your support.
Absolutely. And guys, go give Frank a follow. And again, if you're in the area, Manalapan, and obviously something else cool is coming, so stay tuned for that, obviously. But if you're in the Manalapan area, go check Frank out. And what's the address to that spot?
It's 520 US 9 North, Manalapan. We're in the plaza with Cali Cold and Mostly Smoked. Shameless plugs for my people there, too.
Boom.
And the next place is going to be called Sculpt Atelier. It's going to be a hot Pilates-inspired studio. It's going to be in Englishtown, New Jersey. So check the socials for that, and stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much. And again, we are in Q2. Deep, or we're almost deep in Q2 at this point. So it's important, guys, that you get very, very focused. So many people, Frank, will listen to this for personal development, for business, for just personal life, health, whatever. And I think one of the things that, a big takeaway I have from this podcast is the only terrible thing that can happen in any circumstance when it comes to planning, whatever, is inaction. If you're not taking action on stuff, don't let the pursuit of perfection stop you from making progress. And, I think maybe you'll appreciate this as a military guy, but, I've always loved the saying, when I was younger, ready, aim, fire. And as I've like grown in my career, I've
Ready,
always
fire,
been
aim.
exactly. I've always been that guy because I'm
Yeah.
not worried to make mistakes. I'd rather recalibrate,
Fail fast.
and exactly right.
Fail
so like,
fast.
so if you're out there and you're, I'm waiting till I get my gym shoes in, like, or my new gym outfit,
Bullshit.
or if I'm waiting, till I get more money or my idea is better. It's like it's not going to happen that way. Go out there. You having data is better than you, and you learning something is better than you not doing it and waiting for the perfect moment. So I'm saying this all to say, health, business, work, whatever the hell you're focused on right now, all of it, your family, whatever else it is, there is no time like today to start doing it. And don't worry about failing. Don't worry about fucking shit up. That's part of what makes people amazing. So, and business is better. The data you have, like when I look back on my company early on, like when I first started adapting, there's so many of the failures and the fuck ups that I had contributed to massive growth, because if I didn't have that information and that data from those fuck ups, I couldn't use it to launchpad.
Yep.
So do it, get after it, guys, and thank you so much for tuning in.